And it's time to understand if teams are going to, again, change it up a little bit, or if they're going to go for those similar spots. Remember, we kind of get this longevity done on the Miramar, where it's just the waiting game for a little while, but are any teams going to try and take these early fights?
We're talking about rating game, but there's still so much happening. And that's the thing. Some people have been commenting. I mean, even now with the Pro League settings that we have, the super settings that we have here, the early game has been shortened by quite a margin.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, there's so much going on, especially on Miramar. It's a bigger map. You have longer rotations. You have trickier rotations. You don't have bikes to use. I don't know if you've noticed that, but there are no bikes right now. And the bikes on a map like Miramar, very, very, very useful, very needed when you want to have those long rotations, especially when you're not on the road. They're much easier to control when you're trying to rotate than a pickup truck trying to rolling your way through the hills. But we'll have to wait and see. Of course, hopefully that two-wheeler will get back on the server real soon. We'll have to wait and see. But spreads, yeah, well, everyone's pretty much where they were yesterday. We see Unique down in Porto Paraíso. Miramar, they wanted to go further down south. I believe they actually would have wanted to go down towards Porto Paraíso, but they're not quite able to get that spot for themselves.
Yeah, MWM changing up their drops a lot today, and this time around it might actually give them a bit of an issue because they're already being shot at, and okay, they're in the sky. Probably not going to see a knock there. It's pretty impressive if you can get that done, but look at that circle straight away. Avantgarde's going to be just on the outside of it. We got most teams still within it, though, so this has worked out in their favor massively here. And even then, Team Kebab, we talk about them up on this northeastern side, should I say. They're actually still together, but they've got a whole set of the area to just cover off and be in complete control for now.
And now we saw the map just before. Pretty straightforward map when it comes to rotate or circle. I mean, when we talk rotations coming in, so the only issue being, if you want to come in from the south, you have such a big city in Los Leones having to maneuver around that because nobody wants to go through it, obviously. If you want to rotate in from the south, you have to really, really hug it all the way down to the beach. And as we can see right now, there are a ton of teams down here. You have Impala sort of split up by Besiktas. You have Miramar down there, and Unique you have all the way down in Paraíso. So if you're trying to go in from the south, might have to reconsider.
Yep, it's going to be a little bit harder for them to try and do. There's plenty of teams down there right now. As the team that you've got on your screens at the moment, they had a phenomenal game just earlier, because yesterday was a rough ride for them. Today, this time around, they gained not as many kills, but they've been seeing themselves within the points, so let's see what they can get done this time around.
They've been changing things up, not too much. They've kind of been forced to change things up, but they've been losing players somewhat early on. But Besiktas is a team that we know they like to do the smash mouth kind of run. I mean, there's no fear in Besiktas. They will take a fight. There's a team that might sometimes get a little overconfident in engaging in a fight, but because they have such a high skill level when it comes to the mechanical aspect of things, like just the literal aim down and shoot at people, they're so good at that. So even in fights where you think this might not be the smartest fight to take, they tend to come out on top. Having had a little bit of a rough time yesterday, stepping up a bit earlier today, and then how hopefully we'll see them pop off on Miramar.
Benkonas, though, who've got on your screen at the moment, they had a little bit of luck last time around. They got a few kills on the board, but placed in a semi-okay position. They've been relatively quiet, though, the rest of these games we've seen. So they are a team that certainly want to see come alive a little bit more.
Yep, you see down here in the northwestern side of things in El Pozo, Poladaruk and his teammates from We Need a Home, they will have to make not a far rotation, but they just have a ton of teams to rotate through. We talk about how everyone wants to rotate center early on. Issue here being, if you go to the very dot of the center of the circle, that's La Bandita, and you don't really want to go down and inside La Bandita. Sure, you can play around the sides of the hills on the crater, but you don't really want to force your way inside until the later circles because, well, it's going to be rough for you to get out if you're forced to. So teams might be scattered. You have a huge field on the southeastern side down by where Lux is as well. There are compounds you can play around there, but not a lot of room for a lot of teams to take positions down there either.
And now we see it. Quick math on your screen, just over towards the northwestern side. Right on the right-hand side of them is Unity, the teams that are both first and second. Unity's going to have no problem getting this crate, though, to start things off with. And this could be an interesting little battle, because if those two have to go head-to-head straight off the bat, that could be what big difference maker is here, as we see the first shots being fired off, and it is Venkonas coming in onto some of the Elgig players. A lot of damage coming his way, though. Tries to back away, 23 health.
Yeah, I mean,
needs to be cautious.
Might just have started shooting a bit too early. Thought he had the angle, didn't, but now Test, at least there to make up for it, gets the knock on towards Hoekstra. Elgiganten has have a rough start to the games here today. Hopefully they can turn this fight around.
Yeah, good communication, and the teamwork came in. Test has got a grenade in hand, and Deegs does have to be seriously careful now. Now that the grenade goes out, but it's not going to reach him quite yet. Deegs, as soon as he hears that nade going, he jumps in, knocks down Test, and now can they find a little bit of an opportunity here? They've got a window, but it's certainly an advantage for Elgig.
Pops the headshot with the AK mid-air. Great shot coming in from Deeks. Very well done, and it allows for them to get up the rest. They have Stars coming in. He is the sort of the one of the cavalries to make his way in. They're still missing one player. Hopefully, he will be able to join forces with them too. Test, though, seemingly will go down, and now Miramar has to figure if he wants to take this or not, because now Savage is pulled up as well.
Yeah, Miramar, not ideal for him. He's just watched his teammate that came in to help him go down after getting that knock. Both the LGIG players are back alive, and they're going to be on the hunt. He needs to try and get himself out of here, because this is probably too hot for him to handle. He does get the spot, and Z-Stars, oh, he's going in for the spray, but there's just too many of them. He's going to get knocked, and he's probably going to get finished off. LGIG looking strong, and that's exactly what happens. And Vinconas, we said they need to start having some good games where you're down 2 players already, less than ideal.
But look at what it cost them. They got greedy on the kill. Hoekstra tried to spread out to get the finish off, and he was taken down by O'Connell. So a little bit of a third-party action. From who? Oh, well, it's Wizards, the same team that screwed you over in game number 1.
Yeah, Wizards love to do this, man. They're like, as soon as they hear some gunshots, they're like, okay, we're going for it. We believe we can get this done. We're not going to shy away from fights. But you don't often see them up there massively on like the placement points just yet. So that's what they've also got to be careful on, because yes, you can get a fair few kills, but if you're going down early on too often, then you're not going to have had enough kills to even have the big impact of climbing your way up those standings. Oh, this is not good at all.
No.
Flowey comes in and gets the kill, and that means there's only 1 player left now for Vinconas, and they've just got to try and stay alive here. This is not ideal.
Not at all. You saw him getting himself knocked with the vehicle. Not sure if it's because it flipped or what happened. That more often than not is the case when it's on Miramar. But now Shirsky is all that's going to be remaining for their team. That's a really unfortunate start to the game here.
Zyphon taking a few pot shots, like we said, they're always worth just trying to get done here. We spotted Rafi as well. Can't quite make the shots connect just yet. Hits a big 57. Nice headshot coming in there. Rafi's now going to have to drop down and get that heal on board. Zyphon's just being ever so cautious. Doesn't want him to have the vehicle. Shoots out the tires, and he's going to be playing this smart. Zyphon's obviously feeling pretty confident now on trying to put the hurt onto Sweaty Nerds, who are going to be kind of rotating their way back into this.
And he needs to, right? I mean, we talked about, I've heard said before, the pufferfish kind of syndrome, where you're a small guy but you try to make yourself look bigger. You gotta keep on shooting, but that's what you gotta do. He only had to do right there, Zyphon, was first of all keep reciprocity away. Second of all, make time for his team to rotate on over. Because if they say, wait, there's only 1 guy down there, believe me, reciprocity is a team that will do a 180 and then sprint down in that compound if they see any advantage in taking that fight. So smart by Zyphon to continue to shoot on towards them. Did allow for his teammates to push on over and get to the helps.
Reciprocity, though, they can't catch a break. Everyone seems to be able to spot them out and fire off onto them. They've had to just jump into this and keep themselves hidden. Now, the crazy thing right now is Avangard, the only team that are really up on the north side of the circle. Everyone else is towards the center or the south side, which is going to make this incredible battles probably pop off earlier than we expected.
And what we see here, I mean, if you look at where Kebab is, they're sitting on, well, I want to say pretty much half of the circle. If you do like a sort of diagonal cut through everyone, that's the issue we talked about just before. Because there's so many open areas around La Bandita, nobody wants to go in. There's so many teams, excuse me, that are forced to sit on the western side. If this next circle go east of La Bandita, it's going to be very tough for these teams to rotate. You have to go really far up north or swing all the way underneath. And with everybody wanting to do the same thing, believe me, that's going to be chaos and chaos on end.
And this is what Miramar does give us. This is what it delivers. The opportunity to see some of these crazy plays early on, because Avangard, they've got a lot of room to work with here. They're going to be playing, but they can't be fully aware there's no teams around them. We can see it, they don't know, and it's up to them to try and find this out. Circle changes again, and it does stay, okay, a little bit more towards the east, but it's pretty damn central regardless.
You gotta go far up north if you want to make a safe rotation. Do not want to drive through Minas Generalis at all. And also on the southern side, you have the huge field there to work your way around. It's gonna be tricky for anyone trying to find a good centered spot here. But we see Desperado, we see Quickmath, all trying to get back inside of Minas Generalis. Desperado started there, but now Quickmath have taken over the spot and they're trying to hold them off.
Yeah, Quickmath, they do not want to allow him any room to work with here. He's got to play this so smart. Going to drop the nade down, see if they can walk straight into it. It might happen. Great work coming out here. The timing works out in their favor. Good position as well. And this is going to be Quickmath trying to hold it off. Calvin Klein able to fire back and will go straight in for the finish as well. The nades go down at the same time. And Quickmath, the rest of them now need to come in and try and save the day.
Yeah, but do they want to, though, or do they just admit that fight is lost? Great headshot coming in from Calvin there. A lot of damage done, but Jupsix stays alive, at least for now. Pumps some meds, gets that booster into the system to get the health on back so he can reunite with his teammates. And they have got to figure, sure, they know where they are, but is it going to be worth it? We talk about how QuickMath is a team that when they have the upper hand, they'll take the fight. And if they don't have to, they won't here. Honestly, there's no reason for them to do it. They'll have to figure, do we want to split this with Desperado? Or do we just want to call it quits, back out, maybe take a plateau above them, further around the western side? But if they want to, they have to do it now, because as you can see on the map feed, there's more and more teams coming in right now.
And they've traded players, right? They've made noise, like you said, so other teams can start to come into it. And this is where QuickMath usually play it smart. They just start to back away, but actually they've been fired in on at the same time. We see Shiv gets the knock onto Deegs, but the interesting thing is that we got to be really careful. QuickMath, that noise that's been made, it is starting to alert the other teams. You can start to see them start to shift around a little bit here.
Deeks trying to take some aggressive peeks from the open. Shift completely abusing that, unfortunately for him. But that is the name of the game when it comes to Miramar. You cannot be standing, even though you feel like you're on a hilltop and there's no one around you. These players, they will have those scopes on and they will start tapping away.
Now, a little bit of an easier rotation. Like you said, they're going to be going over, aiming for the pushing up through the north. Going to scout around a little bit more just before they do push in, but they're relatively uncontested. Avangard, in the meantime, they've gone all the way down from the north, coming over to this eastern side, and they actually could be the team that kind of push in and potentially catch Kebab off guard here. Well, MYM down over in the south, they're just biding their time a little bit. They've got Wizards close by as well. They will have to be careful of, as is Elgig.
I mean, Avangard's already made the rotation down from the north to the east. If this next circle goes any further west down to where you have the majority of players right now, continue to make the rotation on south. I mean, you know that the circle shifted up north and now it's going to go west, meaning that a lot of the players will be in the circle already. So if they don't get it, might as well just go on around the southern side, because it's going to be very hard for them to do anything from that open field on the east side of La Bandida.
Besiktas, we speak about them oh so often today. It's been a lot better from these guys. They're taking a few shots off there, trying to see what they can get done. They've got themselves in a pretty good position, very much central of the circle.
Rook trying to make his way on inside the circle alongside his teammates, and we need a home. And well, I mean, I guess that's what they're looking for right now, a home inside the circle.
I like that. I like it indeed. But their home could be terrorized by Wizards, who are going to be quite close to them of where they are. This rotation coming in from the north, and they're going to go check the crate at the same time. This isn't too bad, but look where it shifted to. Avangard, they're like,
north.
All right, we had a good circle last time around. This time, we're just pretty much playing the vehicle game of running in the entire time. Kebab, it's worked out quite nicely for them, but they could come on to Besiktas. I've done it again. Besiktas, they could be running straight into them, and that could be the difficult position here, because Besiktas are completely locked down. They've got themselves in a nice position. They're within the circle, and this is where it could be dangerous for Kebab. Avangard can actually not go south this time either, though. They're going to be working their way up the north side back again and in. And actually, there's quite a bit of space up there for them, so this can work out massively.
It's, if you have info, work with it. Use every sort of intel you can get to your advantage. These guys, they're saying, well, we might as well go back the exact same way we came from. There was no one shooting at us then. There's no one shooting at us now. Oh, gotta knock yourself with vehicles. Not what you want to do in rotations, especially when you're running into an area with so many players trying to get kills. Stars going down. Now, that's going to be the third player out for Elgigant, and unfortunate for him, they're trying to go in and get themselves into a good spot. But as we talked about, this open area of the map, not a place you want to start rotating through, because there's going to be people shooting at you once you get into cover.
Now, while you were talking about that, we also saw O'Connell from Wizards go down. He's been one of the really key players for that team, been getting a lot of the frags across the board. This is less than ideal for him to go down this early on, but the rest of the team are still with it. They've had to take some of that engagement fight onto Reciprocity. They've had themselves kind of bunkered in quite a bit here, and they've got themselves in a really nice spot to start things off. And you can see a lot of these teams going for a different rotation here. Avangard playing this so safe and smart right now.
Reciprocity taking full control of La Bandida, but they have two teams to work up against. We know Meet Your Megas like to do these third parties when they get the chance to. Now Wizards, they're going to try to make the push on up towards Reciprocity. And if this fight is going to take too long, believe me, Meet Your Megas will start engaging on it too.
T-Bone looking to get some more damage done. Raffi coming up here, trying to get it. Oh, just pulls out his weapon, but luckily, Haxiti's there just to cover him. That could have been a little bit awkward. T-Bone's going to be knocked, and Reciprocity, they're not giving up this space at all.
Fortunately, Haxiti was there with the damage done, because Ravi was like, do I want to use this gun? Do I want to use this gun? No, I think I will. Oh, never mind, he's already down.
Decision making at its finest. You've got to be fast on the trigger to try and make it work. Luckily, the teamwork was there regardless. And look at Avangard now. They've pushed themselves right up to the north of the circle. They've got plenty of room to work with. They're going to abandon the cars as they start to move in now. There's only about 30 seconds left of phase 3.
I mean, Jamaica sticking to that eastern side of La Bandita, do not want to engage in this, at least not right now, trying to hold off Savage, the last remaining player from Elkingham, rotating on him. But as you see here, Hexetti trying to do some more damage. He knows that Nisa Dice is over on the other side, but whether or not he'll be able to get the kill off is not guaranteed. Shiski does go down as well, and that's going to be Venkonas out in 16.
Yeah, Venkonas, they couldn't catch a break this time around. They needed to see something greater, as Savage has also fallen to MYM Elgig. They are out of it. Not ideal start for them whatsoever. They can't catch a break today. As Reciprocity, they're getting it done. Wizards get eliminated next. And look at the hard circle down to the south.
Wow.
Avangar, every option they go for is just like, oh, we're going to put the circle in another direction.
And right now, their main issue is if they want to go down south straight here, they have to go through Minas and Nevada. It's not a thing you want to do whatsoever. It's going to require so much scouting for them to get anywhere. But we talked about the third-party opportunity coming in just before, and finally, Meet Jamaica start utilizing it. Shiv is going to get knocked, and it's going to be very hard for his teammates to get him back up on his feet up there.
Yeah, he's very much out in the open. MYM coming up, looking to cause some damage, do some good work here in the team unit. Chloe getting that smoke down just to ensure they've got some cover from behind as well. Shiv gets finished off. Reciprocity certainly under pressure here. Besiktas, they've still got themselves in this compound. They've had position after position that's looked really good for this team. And they've just, okay, they're playing it slow and steady, not engaging in the fights, but they're playing for the long term. Because this is where they've been racking up their points in comparison to yesterday. So Besiktas certainly looking better.
And sure, it's great to get all those kills, but once you have these compounds that are, well, I mean, the best place you could possibly have in the circle, there's no reason at all for you to try to be aggressive. So great to see Besiktas laying low, staying inside the compound. If anyone comes towards them, believe me, they'll shoot like crazy. But for now, they're just chilling and waiting for people to start moving their way towards them.
Memo looking to do the damage from far away, looking to try and catch them on the rotate as the smoke begins to phase, taking the shots, but he can't make them connect just yet. But he is applying the pressure. He is making sure his presence is known, and he's certainly delaying their push in.
See, we need a home trying to make their way around the southern side of the circle. They do have a compound to go to, but Skoom has a chance to get some shots landed on towards them before they get there. Three-wheel buggy with two guys on it. Not the kind of situation you want to be in. But, well, I mean, again, desperate times calls for Miramar.
No desperate measures at all for them. But it might be some desperate measures here for Kabam, as the pressure is certainly starting to mount up towards them. They've got Desperados, Quickfire, and Unique all around them. This could be a very painful position for them to find themselves in. Oh, this is nice. So Unique have started to jump their way down. We see Avangar starting to get involved as well. They're all starting to push in from the north, and Avangar are hot on their heels.
Yep, trying to make their way down. Only issue being Unique actually. Oh, sorry, Unity. They've been in a position for so long now where they've been able to scout further down south. They know exactly what they're going into. Avangar, they're going in blind.
Yeah, that's it, right? Avangar have had to go from, they literally went from the north to the east, now down to the north again, and now they're having to go back down south, and every single time they can't be confident on what's going on around them.
But most importantly, they 4 guys alive, and they're now getting inside the circle.
This is true.
That's all that matters in the end. Doesn't matter how far and how rough rotations you get. If you can just keep 4 guys alive, there's always a chance.
And they've got to be keeping their wits about them, though, because, like you said, Unity are close by, and Azvarin's just taken on the knock. The nades come out towards him. Unity are well aware of what's going on. The finish is going to come into play. So just as we say, Avangar has 4 players left alive. They're now down to 3. They're going to have to be able to battle back ever so soon. And Unity are going to try and keep Avangar outside of this circle completely here. Good use of the utility.
The next circle is going to be deadly. Will it go out into the open towards... There's pretty much 3 options. Up into Minas, to the western side, or down towards the guys in Besiktas. It's going to be tricky. Unity. They need to get on inside, and they're doing everything they can, and eliminated will be Avangar. Not a whole lot more they can do. Maxisol does get a knock, but not a whole lot more to it, and that Lollipop should be able to get rest from his teammates in just a moment's time.
Nades coming out, Unity applying the pressure, and he is actually able to land it, looking for Team R eliminated. The nades come in, and Tizerin is on fire.
Wow, Unity. Talking about them having a rough game too, they sure are bouncing back right off the bat, coming into the first Miramar game here. Alia, all by himself, trying to stay put just behind cover. Their new circle pops, and it's going to go pretty much outside of Minas Generales. There's still a little bit of cover on the northern side of the rope, but for the majority of it, it's going to be down south towards La Bandita. So 2 southern hard shifts in a row. Going to be really rough for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams up by Minas.
We need a home, though. They haven't had to engage too much at the moment. They're just over keeping themselves in a nice spot. Can't really complain of their
home.
positioning. This is working out. Yeah, they've got a home for sure now. They found their home, at least on Miramar.
Yeah.
Reciprocity in a nice spot as well, alongside MYM. Besiktas have put themselves in a position where they haven't really had to move. They're starting to engage just now into Team Unique. There is so much opportunity to be had here, and you're seeing Besiktas again up on that scoreboard, taking down Drainies.
Yeah, finally Besiktas getting in on the action here, trying to do some damage. Oh, Swarm, all by yourself, and still you're aggressive enough to take these shots, and that's gonna cost the guys with Sweaty Nerds just about 2 players. Can they get down Miramar as well? Not just yet. P6 has been knocked, but there's no way in hell he's gonna be able to get that rest up. Andy is above him. Does he expect? Oh, the timing doesn't get him spotted in time. Andy had a little issue with the window bars there, but in the end will be able to get the elimination down on Swarm.
Nicely done. A good return fire coming out there from Sweaty Nerds. They're making it work. Unity under heavy pressure here from Quickfire. The Quick Math, sorry. They're trying to get the Quickfire on play. Flowey's finished off standing as well, so Unique dwindling in numbers now.
Still outside of point placements. But kills sure will grant them quite a bit in all these teams trying to make their ways out. And for all these teams that are trying to hold them off, it's going to be tricky because not only will they have to do that, they're also going to have to fight their neighbors once we do get into the next circle. Because very unlikely they'll be able to stay put on the north. That nade all the way up there. Jube6 says, thank you, I'll get that knock blast done. There's no rest coming in for you.
Yep, and that's not going to happen. That circle's going to tick him away. Quick Math. They just keep getting it done. They're playing this so well.
Yeah.
Very precise, very calm, cool, and collected, and it's starting to show this is how the long games can play out here.
Upika found himself a rock, and he's going to chill there for as long as he can. Not a whole lot more to it than that,
I don't blame him right now. When you're looking around you and you're like, okay, I'm all alone. I don't fancy myself for this. I'm still going to be able to get a knock. Could I potentially get a kill? He is going to get the finish off, but now they're hot on his heels. Unity, they do get eliminated in 10th, outside the points. A few kills for them, but that's not going to be what they wanted. They're going to slowly kind of fall away from the standings. There's more damage being done. Team Unique's going to be eliminated next. The Kebabs are up and running. 4 players left alive. The Rez is going to come in. This is looking great for him, but sheesh, under heavy fire. Besiktas, they've come alive and they've got involved in this. They've had a good position this entire game, and they've even found themselves a compound just on the edge of the circle.
Great reaction play from Kebabs. They got the guy knocked, but immediately was there to trade the frag. Very great done by them. Unfortunately, Sheesh did go down, but as you can see, looks, he goes, I feel like if I had a grenade, if I had a grenade launcher now, that would be, because a nade might be a bit too far, but we never know what's going to get added to the game next. Crates with grenade launchers.
Simsy's confident to maybe push up on his own, just like barrel up all the nades towards them.
Yeah, I mean, as smart as it could be, you can see in the southern side down there, Intense is on the hillside of La Bandita, and that's going to be a tricky and dangerous, to say the least, push out if that's what he wants to do. But Memo does get knocked. Jube6 secures himself the knock and the finish off, so that's going to be just Andy left remaining alive for Sweaty Nerds.
You can see how this circle's working out. Reciprocity under fire. MYM started to engage him, but it's only Rubsy pretty much on his own there, engaging in the fights. And this is where he has to be ever so careful.
Look at Simsy. You talked about it. He knew they were up there. He knows where he has them. He said, you know what? I don't have a grenade launcher, but I sure have a throwing arm. Oh, just on the wrong side. New nade. He comes in. Oh, is it going to go far enough? Oh, it's going to be the knock onto 1. 2 guys go down. And now Invest, it's all that left of the team. Do not go up there just yet, because that nade is going to come on in, and it's going to take himself out 2 players. There you go. Great nades coming in. And just a security one for good measure there in the end. And back down he falls into the safety of the compound.
Now, when I said it right, I didn't actually expect Simsy to go for it, because it's maybe not the most logical move, but he did it with style, and this is where Besiktas are coming alive and starting to make it work. You start to see them a little bit more confident in their own ability now.
And this is what I talked about, them being a Smash Mouth team. If they have any chance of doing something and they want to do it, believe me, they're going to. There's no rethinking or thinking twice about something. They'll commit to it, and they made it work. Desperado taken out in 7th place. They're unfortunate for them, not able to get more of their position on the northern side. Now Jamaica's in a fight alongside Kebab. He's trying to do something. He gets on the knock on the first player, but he still has Pelsic to work with.
MFS, he's got to be ever so cautious now. Hiding away, at least for now. Going to get the first aid kit on go. Get that health back up. 2 players just within his vision. If he can do anything here, that'd be absolutely huge. And he does. That's brilliant. Quick Math eliminated. Oh, MFS, you are living the dream right now.
And he's continuing to shoot. There's no fear in him whatsoever. He wants to harvest some more kills, and there's no reason for him not to. Of course, he is a solo player, but there you go, Reciprocity. Taking out Meteor Megas and Besiktas in a full 4v4 right now. 2 players eliminated real quickly on from Meteor Megas. We do have Ultra down as well, but for MFS, you can see the split in the circle. He has to make a run far, far out in the open. But fortunately for him, Besiktas are occupied elsewhere.
Yeah, everyone else is already engaged, which means that MFS could try and slip in. MYM have been impressive so far this game, as has Besiktas, as they are now starting to push in, but they've got to be oh so cautious because those 2 MYM players are just behind them.
And them turning the focus to MFS, they do manage to get the rest up, but it also allows for Meteor Megas to get that rest up on the other side. So it's going to be back to a 4v4 once again. Besiktas trying to hold off everyone, and they do know that they have a player on the northern side who potentially could be a threat if they focus too much in the other side. Polar Road, though does manage to get himself a knock onto Finkwin, though.
MFS was like, no, I was left alone, let me hide. Lux is not having any of it. He wants to try and finish him off, but that circle is going to start moving, and it's going to start to catch him off guard. There is so much chaos going on, and the nades coming out once again. They're firing back. MYM have got to be so cautious now, because only Rubsy up. The sprays are going to be coming in. Lipsin from We Need a Home jumps into the equation as well, firing off a few shots, trying to make it happen. Playing it smart. They've got 2 kills already, 3 players left alive. The Kebabs are eliminated, but they managed a 4th place. And this is looking good. Besiktas, this could be their best performance thus far.
And this is what we've seen them do so many times before. I saw it in the qualifiers. Once they're 4 guys alive, once they have just a slimmer of control of the situation, they're a dangerous, dangerous team, and they're rarely ever beaten in doing what they're doing right now.
And look at the high ground they have here. Ritalel trying to creep up ever so slowly. If he can get up unknown, he might be able to at least to get 1 or 2 kills here potentially. Use the grenades as well. He's got Lipsin there on his backup trying to help him out, but Lipsin's under fire at the same time. This is looking so good for the team. Simsy's coming round. He's having none of it. 8 kills in total. He's just so confident running out in the open. He wants to get it done. And poor We Need a Home. Only Polideric left alive. He's getting off the first aid kit.
This is the game that Besiktas need. You can see it right now. Jumping around, doing 360s, shooting in the air. That's what they want. Now they know exactly where he is. There's no way that Polideric is winning this one. Might be able to get himself a knock. Does get 1. Lux gets spotted out 2. But this is going to be tricky. Just 26 HP remaining, and that's not going to be. Finally, the guys from Besiktas wake up and rise to the occasion. 10 kills for them and a win in the first game of Miramar today.
Besiktas coming away with their first win. We spoke so much about them having a better day today, and this is where it starts to show. That great play we saw from Simsy